Welcome to our episode of Barman Saturdays. And originally, I was planning on covering the Snow Queen mirror lens, but I decided to change my mind on that when I did a bit more research and realized this was the fourth entry in its series. And I know I have the second and third movie floating around my room somewhere. So yeah, I figured we'd cover something else, so that's why I switched over to Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire. I know, no one really cares why I'm covering this movie. It's a bit odd, right? Because this is a 2003 film. I'm talking about, like 20 years later. It's old news. You really think you're going to get that much attention talking about really old Scooby-Doo movies? Probably not, but, I'm not too worried about the view count. It's all about the video count. That's why I take the most pride in. So, yeah. As far as my feelings on this film, it's a bit mixed. I like the remixing of some of the incidental music from the show, and the theme song gets played, which is always a classic bit to include. They even do it again at the end, as the group's song for the contest, because they win by default because everyone else was either disqualified or quit to go to the Great Barrier Reef. Seems like they could have waited on that part of the trip or planned it themselves, but whatever. Ugh. But yeah, when it comes to the film itself, when it comes to the pacing and stuff, it just plods along rather slowly, in my opinion. Well, some of the side bits, with the shark going after Scooby, while they're surfing and
Scooby-Doo!
the bit on the boat with using a pizza as a boomerang.
This should do for an appetizer.
Are mildly amusing. I feel like if you started trimming some of the fat from this film for scenes that just didn't really need to be there, you'd end up with a film that'd be closer to like 60 minutes long, if not a bit shorter than even that. I mean, there's some stuff I'd still want included, obviously, like the Hex Girls.
I'm a Hex Girl, and I'm gonna
The Hex Girls!
But there's some stuff I could have done without, and I don't think I would have been that upset if it was just cut from the film as, useless fat. So yeah, the pacing kind of hurts this one. Not to mention Two Skinny Dudes' defense, or whatever their original band name was, because I couldn't even bring myself to really care about it. It's like, oh, we didn't kidnap anyone. Like, what do you mean you didn't kidnap anyone? You kidnapped people. You ditched the Hex Girls in the middle of the outback where they could have died. As they've wandered around with all the dangerous wild animals, like venomous snakes, kangaroos. Don't screw with kangaroos, man. Like, they're dangerous. Ugh. And emus are the worst, obviously, because Australia lost a war to those pests. So, yeah. It's hard to deny that they kidnap people. Like, even if they were happy to accept the trip over, being in the contest, which is a bit weird, because you think people in a contest where they can potentially make it big if they win, would not just leave, for a chance to just go to the Great Barrier Reef on vacation. Because chances like this, are once in a lifetime, right? Like you gotta do it, when you got the chance. It's usually the advice I hear people give, so yeah, we have some really weak-willed people when it comes to becoming famous musicians, I guess. Ugh, they lack the dedication, of the team from last year that lost and is bitter about it. But yeah, it's back to formula with the villain, not being a real monster too, which feels like just like a downgrade. Like this film feels like it's a downgrade from like Cyber Chase, Zombie Island, The Witch's Ghost. And it's just sad to think about that. It's like there were just better films that came before it. Though at least they got back more of the original voice cast for this one. Though they couldn't get the original voice for Scooby-Doo back. Well, till next time then. See ya.